Here's how you can make this 3D iPhone animation very simply. I left the project files and assets for free in the description. About the iPhone model. I made it myself using shapes and pictures. Everything down below is linked to this null object. If you want to play around with the model, you will need this null object only. I will animate the rotation only. Smoothen out the keyframes. Now for the background, I will make a new solid. Make it black. I place it at the very bottom so it doesn't affect any other objects. I will use gradient ramp so I can make the background more stylish, and I will use dark red at the bottom. Now about lights. I will use one spotlight and I will place it at the top left corner. I will make it a bit brighter. Now I will use the second light, and actually it will be a point light. Then we put it in bottom left corner. So now you can see these beautiful reflections. You can see how it changes the whole picture with just the lights. Now I will animate the camera, and I very suggest you using one node camera because the two node camera is much more complex and the one node camera is much easier to work with. I will animate simple zoom in. Now I'll make this graph animation. I will only use shape tools. And I will use the shape tool to create a line and make a much bigger stroke. Now I take both objects and adjust them properly with Align tool. The animation will start somewhere here, so I will cut it out. Now I will animate the line using trim paths, so go here, add trim paths, and animate the end. Now I will leave it as it is because I will need to adjust everything with my camera later. Now I want to add the little detail that will follow the line. Oops. Now animate the position along with this line. Add trim paths to this line as well. And you can smoothen it out as well. Now I want to add text on top of this line, so I will just add it in. Now I will parent link it to this shape. So now it moves along with the line. Now I will also animate the words coming in, so go to text, animate, opacity, add, property, position. I like to use something like -25, maybe -20, opacity off. Go down to the advanced, use not characters but words, and I like to use ease high 100 and ease low something about 30. Now I can animate this in. Let's look at it. I want to make the words bolder, and I actually want to use capital ones. Nah, we'll make this line even smaller, like 1 pixel. Okay, I think that's too much. 1.5, 1.6. And now I want to animate a percentage animation right here. I will use an expression which I will leave it down below. You can write anything right here. Like 10. Maybe it's too much. 40. 45. Yeah, that's good. And I will use other font. I think I will use Barrett Street. Now, to use this expression, go down to the text, source text, hold Alt key and press this stopwatch, and right here you can paste this expression. Now, what you should do is create a null object and put a slider control onto this null object. Now, go to the expression, select the value but not the semicolon at the end. Use this pick whip tool to slide it into this slider control, and now you write dot value dot to fixed, like I did here, 2. And after all that I will add plus percent symbol. Now you can see that it is working, but I will need to make it a bit smaller. Now I will parent link it to the shape layer again, so it goes along with the animation, and I will use an object slider control to animate the value. The value will be like from 0 to, I would say, any number. I like number 89.95%. So as you can see, the animation goes up and the numbers as well. But I will need to animate the opacity as well. So go back to text and animate opacity. Now you can see that it is working, but this outline is appearing from nowhere, so I will animate the opacity for it as well. Very good. Now, as the camera goes in, I want it to switch very quickly, so I will split the camera and make a new position right from the place where the animation will start. So, as you can see, it goes right into it. Then it switches and it will go upwards. But we forgot about making this object 3D. So what I will do, I will select every single one of them and I will pre-compose. Now I'll convert this to the 3D layer and adjust where it should be. I will animate the position of the camera so it goes upwards. I will need to make sure that it goes upwards in the same speed as the animation goes. Oops, looks like it is too tall, so I'll make it a bit smaller, 95%. And I will also animate the iPhone so it turns around when the camera goes up. So go to back to rotation. I will make a new keyframe, and when it's maybe halfway or 3/4, so maybe somewhere like here, I will make it go like this. but I will do it in such a way that light is very soft and it looks very nice. And I will keyframe it so it looks like it just snapped, just like and snap. Maybe even further away, just to see the camera appearing like that. Yeah, I think it's good. And maybe even camera should come in a bit faster. Now we'll make the camera smoother, and I will also make all the animations in this pre-composition also smoothen up. Here's how it looks so far. I want to make camera a bit more. I want to make camera a bit more snappy. And I also just understood that it shouldn't be like at the top. So what I want to do is to make it a bit more red. For that I will use fill effect. I will use this effect on the line and on the percentages. Keyframe the color. Maybe not even this bright red, maybe I want to make it a bit more darker. Something like nice green, and I like that color. I'll smoothen it out so it starts from red and goes to green. And I actually want to make this chance of success as well green. I want to make it a bit more on the left. I will add deep glow to this pre-composition and make it less brighter. And the last thing I want is to zoom out on the whole animation. That's very simple. I will need only to use the camera position. And I will also animate the background to go from dark red to dark green. So the animation was done. I will now go to the small effects, small details, which will make this scene look much better. So add an adjustment layer, add vignette, add a bit of noise effect, disable use color noise and make like 5%. Down below I will use a deep glow again on the whole project, and I will use something like 0.15, and I will use radius 1250. Also, I think I don't need 5%, I think 3.5% will be good. So that's it. If you have any questions about this animation, you can contact me and I will help you out. Bye.